CMB knives, you know, I've had the Prowler, and the Prowler's a way cool knife, but check this one out. This is the Lurker. Hold on, first we're a Prowler, now we're a Lurker? Lurker, the 10C, huh? CMB knives. So this is a budget one. The Prowler I got was not a budget knife, but it was a really great design. And this one is an in-house design for CMB. Now let's see what this one looks like. Okay, not really a deep carry pocket clip. Not really my choice of what I would want for a pocket clip necessarily. You guys can chime in if you've got one of these for how you carry with it. I don't remember it being an issue going in and out of the pocket, but I kind of like my clip to kind of level off after it comes up. But this doesn't really come up at a very steep angle, so it's not really, I'm not really feeling a problem with it holding it. It's got a little bit of a notch up here for sharpening, but not really a go forward area. Not a big knife, but not a small knife, and definitely not a gent carry, you know, because it feels a little on the heavier side. It's flipper tab, it's jimped, but it's got a cutaway in the blade. And I was spying the other day. I know that White Mountain Knives carries CMB, right? And I was going, okay, $50. So LTK discount, that's 10% off. So $45. Because they're still not charging tax and shipping at White Mountain. So $45 all in. Okay, all right. I mean, that's actually a pretty good deal these days. So many of these G10 models are going to $65, close to $70 and over. Okay, what do we got? D2. Okay, that's acceptable. And I'm going to check this out. I'm going to get my measuring tools because 8 1/4 with 3.4, is that really 3.4? But they're saying, you know, in-house design, CMB made. So 4.4 ounces. Okay, well, let's find out if it's 4.4. It's not 3 ounces, that's for sure. I got 4.65 at 132, okay? And it feels all of that. I mean, this is more like a really worker bee, kind of like one of the early Best Tech knives, you know, when they came out with the lion and the this and the that and the swordfish and stuff. Those were like worker G10 knives. You just got them and you know, you had no qualms about just really getting down with them, you know, working them out, and who cares, right? And this would be right in that lineage. It really reminds me a lot of some of the early Best Tech G10 knives that came out. But I'm still looking at that pocket clip going, I'm not in love with it. The back spacer's okay, and they extended it out so you could put a lanyard. That's okay. Not nested liners, and that's fine because then it just feels tougher. But it's heavier, you know, even though they're skeletonized, and we will take it apart, and we have no way of getting through from the front, just the back, so let's hope we can crack it loose, right? Hardware just looks pretty typical for a knife in this price range, and the G10 looks relatively good, and it's reasonably grippy, and it's got some jimping on the top of the blade, so there's that. The blade itself looks fine. I mean, you got the swedge running down here, so the tip feels reinforced and does not feel delicate, that's for sure. In fact, you know, that kind of begs the question of, what are we doing here? 3.7 millimeter, okay. Yeah, 0.14. Yeah, it's some pretty hardy blade stock. Yeah, it's almost 6/10 of an inch. 15 millimeters, okay. See what I'm saying? I mean, this is a fat daddy, you know, get down on it and don't worry about it type thing. stonewash blade, and got all my garbage on it too. Oh yeah, which reminds me, back to work, you. Yeah, still. Okay. I mean, I'd say that's standard factory sharpness, maybe just a skosh on the sharp side of standard factory sharpness. So it's good. It's good. But yeah, I mean, this is not. That's not a fainting flower as far as the thickness of that blade stock. That is, she's pretty tough right there. Ergos are straightforward, aren't they? Just no problem there. And oh, I was going to grab my tape, damn it. Because let's figure out, okay, so 3.4 inches. Well, hell, it's 3 3/4 back to here, okay, to the bolster. Now up here, you could argue 3.4 right there. Okay, you could argue that. Otherwise, your cutting edge is 3.6. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's not that short as far as, and then overall, just a tad over 8 inches, which was, I'm sorry. So really, you almost got like 95 millimeter and 20.5 centimeters, but not quite 8.25. Okay. Overall length. So it's got a lot of cutting edge, considering it's like 8.15 inches overall length. There's your lockup, and that's, let's say 30%. Let's cut it loose. Okay, now over the detent ball pretty early. Okay, I mean the drop is pretty good. Yeah. Can I kick it with the finger flick it? Fit and finish seems pretty good on these CMB made knives. I don't know if they're, who the factory is and all that stuff and the particulars, but it does strike me as right in that range with the way, the early Bestech and really the current Bestech G10 knives. If it was the same manufacturer, it wouldn't surprise me, So, it feels good in the hand. Reverse grip. Yeah, and you know what? This is easy to disengage here because you do have a differential in height here. And the flipper tab hits you in the thumb, and by the time it does, it's over the detent ball. And the detent is appropriate. Yeah, I tried to fail it. Almost failed it, but didn't quite. Yeah, so they got it set pretty good. Yeah, I don't find any real faults with it, and really the blade shape, pretty sensible. Pretty sensible, even if you're gonna do the primitive Pete thing and pry with a knife, which you're not supposed to do, but you know what I'm saying? Because this is pretty strong here. So I mean, it should be a good hardy user. Interesting. Yeah, they've done some. I mean, but not. They haven't done a lot of in-house designs. They've done some collaborative stuff at CMB, and you know what? They're smart for doing that. That's what I'd do if I was running the company. I'd be doing a lot of collaboratives. And you know what? This is in-house, but it's not very expensive, and seems pretty practical to me. Where's my balance? Okay, there's my balance point on it. I mean, yeah. Pretty clean all the way through. Just maybe it's a little boring for the design, maybe it doesn't like just really, spark your fire. But as far as just a grab it off the shelf and use it kind of knife, and it shouldn't be difficult to sharpen or strop or, that kind of thing. D2 though, so it's a semi-stainless, yes, You got to watch, wipe it down with an oil rag or something to keep the, corrosion thing to a minimum. But then again, on something like this, How big a deal is that, right? I mean, just take care of your tools, man, and they'll take care of you. Oh, and by the way, I mean, this might be, important to some people, which is it comes with a zipper pouch. I mean, so you're going to get this thing for $45, and oh, by the way, it's Halloween. Oh, and I mean, you get a microfiber cloth that's not bad sized. So, microfiber cloth, nice zipper pouch, box, knife, 45. Okay. I mean, I'm always thinking about that, and maybe I talk too much about price, but that's a real prime consideration when I think about a knife. It's like, what am I getting for my dollar? Especially these days, good Lord, you know how prices are and everything's gone nuts. Okay, so we got the unicorn here in here. That's the unicorn pattern of the good screw knife. Do they have their logo on here anywhere? No, shit, no. But they're spinning, baby. They spin it. It doesn't look, the frame rate of the camera is doing that, isn't it? Makes it look like it's going slower. Now it's stopping. Now it's turning around. Okay, but it doesn't look like that if you look around the camera. Okay, interesting. All right, come on, crack you open. Let's see if the unicorn works. And yes. It does come with a bag of fairy dust. So you get unicorns and fairy dust. Never mind, just kidding. Okay, now let's get my number 6 out because I think we're going down the number 6 road. Okay. And let's crack this pocket clip loose as well. And this as well. Now, will you guys come off? Yes. And are they the same length? And yes. Okay, so you're gone. And now what do we got? Now I didn't take this one up. Yeah, I did. Okay. You're just hanging on for dear life. Here you go. Come off of there. And there's your G10, my friend. Cut away for the lock bar, and let me see what we got on here. No internal screws, so this comes off, and there you go. Okay, well, we got ceramic detent ball and ceramic bearings, and we got a squared off pivot. So no, they don't give you any entree here, but you do have this squared pivot thing, so it will stop it from turning because that's squared as well. And that's some kind of heavier grease that, I mean, I don't like, but some people do like a heavier, like lithium type grease. They keep claiming it's for bearings and stuff, and that's what you use it for. So I don't know. Maybe bearings on a skateboard, but not this. Not for me. Okay, so here we go with these bearings, and ooh, they aren't too gooped up. But if you feel them like I am, yeah, you can feel that kind of thicker grease feel on them. Otherwise, it's pretty clean. It is pretty clean. So it looks all right. Alrighty, yes, shouldn't be, rocket science or anything. It should go back together pretty easily. And a drop there and a drop there. And let's put our stop back on here. We got it? Okay, we got it. Put this down. Okay. More bearings. Then we'll do a liner here. Okay. Liner. And are we missing anything? No. Okay. All we need is the scale. And we need a pivot screw. And we will screw it with my good screw. They really play on the words too, this Good Screw Company. Because everybody needs a good screw. And then they say something like, get screwed or something. I don't know. They just keep going and going. Mr. Pun. Okay, now we got number 6s. So, I mean, what a invitation for different comments. But I like their products. See, this was my buddy Benny Nebrita over in the UK. I've outed him now. But he had one of these sent to me. Because he has a expediting service, but he bought some knives from me, and so he wanted them all together in one box. And so he sent it, and it was beautiful. I'm going, where'd you get this? And I looked at the name on there and did research, and I found this place. And I'm going, wow, I must have been living under a rock, you know? But these are way cool. But, you know, this is just an anno pattern, anno. But I've got the Timascus one coming in. So it'll be, you know, it'll be just a solid. It's not really an anno. It's going to be mokutai, but it's going to be that color mokutai that they do when they finish it. You know, they flame it or whatever. So, I mean, that's going to be rock and roll, baby. And his was the mokutai because it was real shiny. It was a real shiny one. This is not. This is more of a kind of a matte color, isn't it? But it's wild. It's called a unicorn type pattern. They have different patterns. So you can do that, but they ain't giving them away. But then again, they're freaking solid titanium, and they give you a full set of, uh-oh, what did I do? Or am I just not hooking up? Come here. There's something I didn't do right. And what could it be? I don't know. Well, come here. Right? No, that's doing it. That's very strange. I thought they were both the same. Okay, now that is tightening down. What was my problem then? What was I not doing? That was odd. Same length screws. Okay. It's centered. Is it too tight? I don't know. It seems all right to me. Drop. Yeah, pretty good. Let me see if it's if there's any play in here. Nope. We're good. So let me wipe this little dog down. What do you think? CMB, I'm keeping my eye on them. It's not like the Lurker here has just like flipped my world upside down, but the Prowler was way cool. And yeah, several of their other knives, and check my reviews on CMB knives. I'll put the links to the other reviews down below. They have some interesting knives, or you could just, you know, go to one of the links of CMB on their Instagram, or check them out on White Mountain. White Mountain doesn't carry all their models that have come out, but they carry a bunch. And let's see where they go. It's interesting so far. Got a pouch, got a cloth, got a bunch of things with it. So yeah, interesting, to say the least. You guys, take care, subscribe to my channel, and stay sharp.